Today we're doing a review of the Airback Backpack. In this video, we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons. We're gonna test out that compression vacuum sealer system. In the case this is not the travel bag for you, you're gonna wanna wait till the end of this video because I'll make some alternative travel bag recommendations that might better suit your needs. See you later. Let's talk about some vacuum seal compression. Let's start off with the gist of the Airback Backpack. Launched on Kickstarter in October of 2023, the Airback Backpack raised almost $400,000 US. And I respond to every single comment on this channel, and this bag is probably the most requested bag of the year. So I'm really excited to kind of sink my teeth into it. Some of the bag's top features: weather-resistant materials, 2 compression straps on either side of the bag, a built-in TSA lock for the tech compartment, 1 external water bottle holder, but most interesting of all is an advertised ability to go from 22 liters to 47 liters between the combination of the expansion zipper and the star of the show, the built-in vacuum compression tech. It's a little loud. It's a little loud. I'm bleeding from the ears, Pacino. The bag currently comes in 4 color options. The size of being 22 liters that can expand to 47 liters makes it incredibly versatile, as 22 liters is more common for an everyday carry, and 47 liters is more common for a large travel backpack. For the dimensions, we got a height of around 19 inches, a width of around 13 inches, a non-expanded depth of around 6 inches, and a fully expanded depth of around 7.5 inches, somewhere around there. Now there's 2 versions of this bag. There's one with a side handle that has a built-in weight scale, which as you can see, we do not have. We have the regular version. Now the version with the scale built in is supposed to weigh 4.2 pounds, and without, it's supposed to weigh 3.7 pounds. Let's double check that. So we're getting a little bit extra. For our version, we're getting 4.1 pounds. That's just scale number 1, 4 pounds on scale number 2. Just gotta triple check these things. And yep, 4.1 pounds on scale number 3. So it does seem like the weight on this bag is slightly higher than advertised. And don't worry, I triple checked. There's nothing else in here weighing it down. 3 scales don't lie. This is the Airback when it's empty, and this is the Airback when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and Margaret, our media manager, is 5'2". And yeah, don't worry, we're gonna pack this bag out throughout the entire review so you can see exactly how it fits and how that built-in compression actually works. And for all that, the bag runs around 224 USD, but that price will increase as you add on accessories. For instance, the air pump, not included, it's an extra 50 bucks. But that does come with a 3-year warranty and a 100-day return window. And if at any point in this review you're thinking to yourself, that is the absolute travel compression backpack of my dreams, I've been waiting for this review, let's do it, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best darn bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Airback Backpack. Starting with the aesthetic, I think it's got a nice look to it, a very drapey and sort of organic, old school backpack, but also modernized with the fabrics that they're using. And this fabric, if I may quote, is a 100% recycled nylon 900D face wax coating and back PU coating. And all that basically means this is going to be extremely weather resistant. I mean, you see how like the fabric's almost like rubbery, but like a smooth rubbery. Very nice to the touch. Water's just gonna slide right off of it. But one thing to note about materials like this is the face wax coating and the back PU coating, depending on the supplier and how much exposure to sunlight it gets, it may peel over time, it may not. There's no way to know for sure, but it's something just to keep in mind with these sort of modern high-tech nylon fabrics. From there, Airback's logo, black on black, pretty subtle. I originally thought this was gonna be a pocket right here, but it's just a seam, no zipper underneath. And the only real pocket on the front is this drop pocket at the top, which is accessible with these 2 zippers. RUYKK. Ooh, I do not see YKK on the zippers, which for a bag at this price point, a little disappointing, quite disappointing actually. But hopefully with the warranty in place, if you do have any problems with the zippers, Airback will at least replace the bag. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Now in this pocket, we have sort of a microfiber material right here, very soft to the touch, a key leash. Then we got a mesh pocket right here, which leads to a little back area with some more microfiber lining. Now a pocket like this, in my opinion, is great for smaller bits of gear that you might want quicker access to. So let's pack it out with a few things. So I'm gonna pop my keys on the key leash. Nice thing about this key leash is it has a quick release mechanism, this little button right here, so it's easy to take the keys off and to pop them back on. And then in this back pocket, you can kind of have your choice. Because of the microfiber lining, you can put like a cheaper pair of sunglasses back there. I wouldn't throw your $400 Ray-Bans in there, but also could be a good spot for your tech stuff. Battery, AirPods, charging cable, like I said, things that I usually want quicker access to, nice and tidy in this pocket. And one nice thing about this pocket is it has a bit of volume to it as well. So I think it should fit my over-the-head headphones. Oh yeah, very nicely, which is great too, because if you're using this as a personal item underneath the seat in front of you, this pocket then easily accessible from underneath the seat. Grab what you need. For me, my headphones, pop out some jams, the new Denzel Curry album, I'm rocking on the plane. Speaking of rocking, let's rock into the next part of the review. Let's talk about the middle of the Airback Backpack. This is where things are gonna get a little bit more in depth, okay? So strap in. And speaking of straps, one of the big selling points of this bag is its ability to compress, and these compression straps, 2 on each side of the bag, are a huge reason for that. Now, compression straps have pros and cons. The pro of the compression straps is, you know, as the name suggests, when this bag is all beefed up and then you're flying through Europe and the flight attendant is like, no, 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 please put the bag in the bin so we can see if it fits. It's my German accent. And you're like, don't you worry, Hilda. I got you. You can go ahead and compress it and then kind of get away with, you know, maybe a bigger bag fitting into smaller areas. And also it's great as a day bag, right? Because if you're not fully packed out and you're at your location for the day trip in Berlin, my German accent is not my best accent. I have better ones, I promise you. Then you can kind of compress the bag down and use it as your day pack. But the annoying thing about compression straps is that they usually hinder and interfere with your ability to open the main compartment. So you can see right here with the compression straps, I'm trying to open the main compartment and they're in the way every time. So you gotta do this little like pass through, which is not the end of the world, people. Let's be very honest. But if you're traveling with this bag all the time and you gotta undo the compression straps to get in and to get out, it can be cumbersome. But one interesting thing about these compression straps is they're using a new material, new hardware. Margaret, feel this. It's made by VTX. Feels got like a rubberiness to it. Kind of feels nice, right? Yeah, it feels really premium. I've reviewed tons of bags that use tons of hardware. It's got like a rubberiness to it. It just feels really, really high quality. I've never heard of VTX before. At this price point, I'd usually expect Woojin or Duraflex to make the hardware. So I can't comment on its durability, but I can say it feels good. And Margaret agrees. Now, before we get into the main compartment, let's talk about some of the side stuff. We got a handle right here. Now, like I said, there's 2 versions of this bag. One comes with a handle that has like a scale on it, right? So you fill the bag up, you hold the handle and it says bag weight, X amount of pounds or kgs. This version doesn't come with that. Keep in mind that the version that does come with that is heavier. And I'm gonna rant on weight in just a little bit. I will say for the price point, these are not my favorite handles. Like take this bag by Tortuga, which is at a similar price point. We've got very cushiony, very nice feeling handles, much more comfortable. These are almost like leathery, which they look slick and they're not bad, just not as comfortable as some of the competitors on the market. And the same way I feel about the side handle, I feel about with the top handle, but there is a decent amount of space to grab, so that's good. Now let's test out this side water bottle holder. You gotta love a travel backpack that has at least one side water bottle holder. This one stays nice and flush on the side of the bag, and the reason is you have this zipper right here. You go ahead and unzip that, and we have an elastic material that allows the water bottle holder to expand. I've seen a lot of water bottle holders like this. They're great, but the elasticity will sort of die over time. But the beauty about the zipper is that it can always be kept nice and flush. 22-ounce Columbia water bottle fits pretty tight. So I'm gonna say without a reasonable doubt, there's no way this 1 liter Yeti is going to fit in there. No, that's just not. If so, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. But the good news is that most people aren't traveling with 1 liter Yeti water bottles, so a typically normal size water bottle will fit in this compartment. Also could be a great spot for a jacket, some snacks, small umbrella. Now we're gonna talk about the laptop compartment and then this whole TSA lock in the next section. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes, the actual main compartment. Remember, you gotta undo these compression straps to get in. And we've got a modern traveler's requirement, as far as I'm concerned, full clamshell silo opening. We got some organization in the front panel here, and then the actual compression system in the main compartment. Let's quickly talk about this side. This is supposed to be an odor resistant part of the bag, which means to be a great spot for your shoes. Pop my Nike Air Jordans in there. Now I'm 5'8" with size US 9 shoes. So you can see I can put them right there. Sit this on up. I am not an expert in odor resistance. I have no idea how they're making the resistance to the odor, and I'm very sick right now, so I can't smell. But if it is odor resistant, great spot for your shoes. Then you got a top zip pocket right here. For a little bit more organization, I'm gonna throw a B7 size passport notebook in there and some wires. But really, let's get to what we've all been waiting for. The star of the show, the built-in compression system, which I think is interesting. And I'll be honest, I probably won't have like a super resolute, concrete opinion on this unless I tried it for weeks at a time on the road. But in essence, here's the way that it works. We have the vacuum system right here and this zipper. Got a little pull tab right here, which is great because this this zipper is so sticky and very hard to open and close, but it has to be, right? It has to be airtight. There cannot be any air seeping through this zipper, so that's just part of the system, right? And then when you close it, this little hole right here is how you suck the air out and compress the bag. Let me show you how it works. So you can see right here, I got about a week's worth of clothes, and we're just gonna pack it up and see how it compresses. I got 2 pairs of shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts. Let's say I'm going to a colder destination. I want 2 hoodies, because I want to look good. So I got 1 hoodie here, and 1 hoodie in the middle. And you know, I could probably fit a couple more clothes on the side. Let's really test this thing out. Another pair of shorts on the side, and 1 more shirt on the side. So as you can see right here, this compartment is pretty fairly evenly distributed in terms of clothes. And we're supposed to get 50% more packing space. So we'll go ahead and lock that up. Super sticky zipper, as it should be. And then you got 2 options. Option 1, you bought this thing for 50 bucks, and you can then whoosh with this, or you can do it at home with a vacuum. That's the word, vacuum, final answer. I had to charge this thing up for an hour, and we did give it a little test run earlier, but let me do it in real time. You just go ahead and pop that right into here, turn it on, cover your ears, and you can see, yes, compress. Compressed clothes. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but we're getting some compression happening. Oh, it's going. Yes, the force is strong with you. It's done, cool. And you can see, I don't know if it got 50% compression, but we definitely took down some real estate, that's for sure. There is no air coming out of here, and that's kind of the gist of it. Let's talk about the expansion zipper, because let's just say that we're not expanded, and I guess we're in 22-liter version of the bag right now. You can see right there. But if we open the expansion up, you can see that we're getting at least 1.5 inches extra packing space, which then allows you to pack things on top of your clothes, of your compressed clothes. So I got a tech pouch, a DOP kit, a book. Let's see if we can close this up. Oh yeah. So it says it's gonna be 47 liters at its biggest. I'd say, I don't know if it's 47 liters. I'd say it's like 35 to 40, somewhere in there. I'm not an expert on this, right? I'm just kind of going off of rule of thumb and, you know, having reviewed a lot of bags. But regardless of the specifications, it's definitely versatile. But let's cover those pros and those cons of this system. And pro number 1, as you can guess, is just like that capacity, right? There's definitely space to be saved by doing this compression technique to your clothes. And that extra expansion zipper does go a long way as well. And the good news is that if you don't want to compress your clothes, you could just like push this thing down and just use it as a regular non-compressible travel backpack as well. On the flip side though, you kind of need this thing and you kind of got to pack with it. Because in theory, you could use a vacuum at home, but when you get to your destination, you're also gonna need to vacuum seal it shut, which you might not have a vacuum at your destination. So you gotta bring this, which is adding extra weight, which I'll talk about weight in a second. I don't know how wrinkly this will make your clothes. By the way, to uncompress it, let's just go ahead and pop that in there, let it breathe, unzip. So yeah, on the wrinkliness, I'm not sure how wrinkled it will or will not make your clothes. But back to the weight, we're at a point now with this bag where we're really compressing and maximizing space, but we're definitely doing so at the cost of weight. Now, if you fly in the States with this bag, you're gonna be mostly good because not a lot of airlines are weighing the bags. But if you're in Europe or Asia, they're definitely weighing bags, like aggressively. So overall, it's a very complicated topic, and it's gonna depend on how you travel and where you travel, and lots of other factors. Overall, I definitely think there's a place in someone's travel arsenal for a bag like this, but it's definitely not gonna be like the one-stop solution for every traveler in the world. Next up, let's talk about the back of the Airback Backpack. Start with this tech compartment. Now, like I said, we have this included TSA lock, which don't tell anyone, but my code is 000. And this allows you to lock your laptop compartment in a way that is compliant with TSA regulations. So if they are suspicious about something, they can just pop in there, no problem. And you can see we're in the laptop compartment. Now I'm gonna say as well, like Airback is not like a carry community backpack company, right? So we review the finest, most boutique bags in the world at like similar price points on this channel. And one thing that we like to see on bags at this price point is like really nice internal materials. For instance, like in comparison, Bellroy, you know, they have these gorgeous power meshes and these zippers and just like a really nice presentation all around. I know that with Airback, a lot of the R&D and investment probably went into the compression system, but you know, at the price point, we're just trying to get as much value as possible. So I wish that the lining was a little bit more premium or in line with the price point. In the tech compartment, we have 2 lining pockets and 2 pen pockets. In the entire laptop compartment, let's just kind of pack it out and get a feel for what we're dealing with here. 13-inch MacBook Pro. Oh, that's nice, slides right in. And one thing I do like about this laptop compartment is look how it opens up like this, right? The tongue is just like, it gives you really nice access, which allows you to slide your laptop right in. And there's a decent amount of padding in here as well. Good padding. It's not the falsiest of bottoms. It stops basically at the bottom, but there's some extra extra protection there in case you do drop your bag. It will help to protect your laptop, definitely. Let's test out our 16-inch MacBook Pro cutout. Also, very nice fit. 17-inch, will it? Oh my Lord, 17 inchers. Guys, it fits, we made it. And then we have these two elastic compression straps here, which I think they're just kind of utilized to keep the laptop a little bit more secure. Not very well, but I guess it's nice to have. And then for our tablet cutout, we got a 12-inch iPad, slide it right into the tablet compartment. Got these two elastic guys right here to hold it into place. I'm not crazy about the tablet compartment. Laptop compartment I was pretty impressed with. Tablet compartment's a little bit small though. Maybe it's gotta go this way. Nope, it's not fitting that way. Overall, tablet users, if you got a tablet like this, you can see that it's gonna like pop out here and you gotta use these to secure it. It's a little strange, Great laptop protection, subpar tablet protection. All right, moving on, let's talk about the back. Comfort on a travel bag of this size is very important. I think Airback has done a really good job. We'll find out for sure in a second, but you can see the shoulder straps. We have this really nice ventilated mesh system with all this padding and all this airflow. And that also extends to the back panel. You can see we have these two 3D cutouts, right, where airflow can just whoosh. And luggage pass-through holder right there as well. Before we do that though, we got this little pocket right here. Now pockets like these are great for a wallet, but I will say this one is tiny. Still fits very nicely, but when you're in a rush at the airport and you're trying to grab this wallet, you gotta slide it around. It's just a little bit harder to get your hand in. I think they could have brought the zipper up just a little bit more. Granted though, when it's a little bit smaller, it does give you a little bit more security, which can give you more peace of mind. So pro and a con to everything. Testing out the comfort though. Yeah, I mean, I think they did a really nice job with the comfort of this actually. Got the included sternum strap, which is in fact adjustable, so you can make it perfectly fit your torso. Nice webbing, cool design. Never quite seen something like that before. Really thick, so it feels burly and durable. We have dangle stoppers. Thank you, Airback, for your service. Hashtag stop the dangle. And overall, yeah, it feels pretty nice. Good ventilation in the back, nice padding in the back. The back feels light. I would have liked though for this to have reached all the way to the top. I don't know why they stopped right there. Reason being, I like to wear my bag a little bit on the tighter side, right? So actually that part of the strap is sort of, it's kind of all there. I don't know, just maybe a little bit more real estate being covered by that would have been nice. But overall, I gotta say, it's a pretty comfy pack. Too shabby. And last but not least, we have the luggage pass-through holder, which does require you to carry your bag on its side, like so. But we got a nice amount of slack on the holder, which means it's not too tight. We are getting some leanage though. You see how it's leaning forward a bit? But I think I'd rather it lean forward a bit and be loose than be too tight and not even be able to get it on the trolley sleeve at all. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh my sweet Jesus, this man has been talking for 17 minutes about this backpack. I came for a review, but I left with a lecture. And I liked it. Well, if that's the case, I wanna let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we don't just have a YouTube backpack review channel, but we also have a world-class newsletter that's bringing you like behind the scenes into what's happening in the carry community. And the carry community is exactly what it sounds like. It's people like you and me who are obsessed with bags. And like in this newsletter, every single week, give or take, I'm showing you the breaking releases and the limited edition drops and the breaking news on fabrics and like some industry gossip and everything in between. So if you wanna be at the forefront of what's happening in the amazing world of bags, be sure to sign up for the Nomads Nation newsletter, which you can do by finding this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Now, let's finish up the review and talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Airback Backpack. Pro number one is obvious. This bag is built around a tremendous amount of versatility within its capacity. Pro number two, I found it to be a surprisingly comfortable wear. Thick shoulder straps, well padded, nicely done. And pro number three is we just love this hardware. Sometimes it's just the little things in life, but you do interact with it a lot, so it's kind of a joy to use. It feels premium. It's a nice touch. But on the flip side, I got some cons, and here they are. Con number one, with all the compression and expansion that you're getting, you are getting an increase in weight. It's not a light bag. Con number two, I am not a big fan of these handles. And con number three, for a backpack of this size, some people will be disappointed by the lack of load lifters and by the lack of an attachable hip belt. But if you're still here watching this, there's a good chance that you're thinking to yourself, Aaron, those cons, they're air whack. I couldn't even say it. I'm buying the Airback. God, my jokes. And if that's the case, just a reminder, we do recommend if you're gonna make a purchase, you do so with the first link in the description. It makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. Thank you very much. But if you're not quite sold, let me run you through a couple of other expandable, keyword expandable, backpacks that might better suit your needs. Option number one is going to be the Tortuga Expandable Backpack. Great option for you if you love the comfort of the Airback, the compression, and the expansion of the Airback, but you want something that's a little bit more minimalist and has higher quality materials throughout the entire bag. No compression system, but really nice materials. Next up, we got the Knack Convertible Duffel Bag. Great pick for you if, again, you're looking for a bag that offers pretty epic expansion, but you're hoping to have a bag that can also double as a backpack and as like a duffel/messenger. And to learn more about either of these bags, you can just watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.